Cargo hauling has been one of Star Citizen's most famous and also most popular professions for quite some time now. And so in today's video I am going to guide you through the profession in a trade run here, showing you the ins and the outs of how you can make money in one of the most dangerous but also one of the most rewarding ways to play the game. So today, for the purpose of this video, I am of course flying a C2 Hercules, which is Star Citizen's largest cargo hauler at the time I am making this video. And so we are going to make a little run here from our corp to one of its moons of Illyria. We have about 450,000 of UEC. And so we'll see how much money we can make with that starting money here. It's about the starting money in this 3.18.2 patch. And on top of that, I'm also going to show you a couple of tricks that will show you that cargo hauling is not just about transporting cargo commodities. Welcome to Jobs in Star Citizen, my new series in which I'm going to highlight some occupations that you can do when you are playing Star Citizen. Let's get started. And so we just arrived on Illyria here. Now, if you are flying one of those cargo haulers, you will notice that the content drive is usually a little bit slow to spool. It's also quite slow in terms of speed as well. And that's simply because those cargo haulers are money makers. So they're trying to save some fuel. And if you are saving some fuel, you are more fuel efficient. Then as a result, then you should also be making a little bit more money too, because you'll be spending less of the profit that you'll be making into some of your maintenance and fees for fuel. So we are going to Sal L2 here, Shubin mining facility Sal L2 on Illyria, and that's simply because here they've got some of the best resources that you can buy and then eventually resell at RCorp. And so that's what we're going to do, resell at RCorp, or you can go to pretty much any other landing zone as well, but of course it's much quicker to go to the one that's the closest to you. So 2 pads here, and with the C2 Hercules, even though it is quite big, you are going to see that it does fit on the smaller pad. I don't think that you need to take for yourself the biggest pad, and you don't need to be in the center of it as well. Just like this, here we go, we can still have some room for more people on this pad. I'm pretty much sure that a cutlass can fit just under it. Anyway, so here you can see that there are several buildings. One of them over there is the one where you'll be able to buy your commodities. But that is not what we're going to be doing first. First, we'll go into the hub and we are going to look for those red boxes. And yes, we are going to be looting here. Let's go to the local inventory and we'll be transferring some of those armor pieces. You can just drag them. There is also a move all button too that we are going to be using later. I like to drag them because I can also see very quickly the percentage of the armor that I'm taking, and I can have also an idea of how much it's going to be worth when we are going to be reselling those armor pieces. Because yes, cargo hauling is not just about the cargo itself, it's also about what you can find there. Maybe you're not going to be that much effective on an hourly basis, but it's always good to be making money out of money that you do not invest, because when you do cargo hauling, the problem is if you are spending 400,000 of UEC like we're going to be doing today, then it's your own money. And then when you are making profit, it's profit from your own money later on. But if you are taking some of those armor pieces that you can see here and then resell them at a shop like Casaba Outlet or later also Cubby Blast, then of course, what you're going to be making is pure profit. 100% of the money will be made out of money that you didn't have before. And that, of course, is quite advantageous indeed, because you never know what can happen. You can never know if anything will go wrong. So I'm pretty sure that any little money out there that you make that's a little extra can make a difference in case one day things do get wrong indeed. So here I'm just selecting, that's why I don't do move all here, because I'm carefully cherry picking what I want. See, for example, I don't need a mining attachment there, but I'm still taking it just in case. Perhaps it will be good for reselling, but I definitely need that bottle of water here, especially if you have a big backpack like that. It can be very useful. Some of those items like the indigenous root, or maybe the flower of the woods, well, these can be also sold later. But what I usually do is I take as many as possible, and then when I have like 100 of them, that's when I would start reselling them. All right, now let's go inside this module right here. I got a bad feeling sometimes the servers are not working so well. It has to take a little bit of time. It doesn't want to open. I was going to check if there was a 30k, and then finally it opens. Now this is recorded in 3.18.2 mentioned earlier, so that's why there's a little bit of flickering. That's why not all of the assets are loading very smoothly. We are checking to see if there are more loot boxes. Oh yeah, plenty of loot boxes here, with probably some interesting things to pick here. There's definitely a multi-tool that we can use. Very useful to get some multi-tools. Sometimes, you may die, and if you have a multi-tool at the landing zone, that's also very practical. All right, so now this is what we came for here. So we're going to be selecting the C2 Hercules. And there we go, we have the Hercules with the available cargo, and first we'll be taking the Grisium. 50 SU is the maximum that they have, because it's quite a valuable commodity, but because it's valuable, then they don't have a lot, of course. There we have it, purchase successful, and the rest is going to be titanium. They also have corundum as well, but we'll just be spending all of our money here in titanium. There's still going to be a little bit of space left in the ship, but that's okay. It's still quite early. We don't have millions of alpha UEC, and so here we go. We are all set, and we should be ready to go. Just checking how much money I have in the bank left, and of course when I press F1 it doesn't work. There's a bug and it just automatically sends me to the star map. Classic Star Citizen. Now let's go as quickly as possible to the ship. You can see I'm really rushing because we never know. Now that the cargo is in the ship, then I am a target, right? Especially with persistent entity streaming. Anything can happen. People can just ram my ship, and then I would lose all of my cargo boxes, and anyone can just use a tractor beam to fill in their cargo hole with my boxes, and I don't want that. So we'll be going in as quickly as possible, and we'll be also leaving as quickly as possible as well, especially since I do not have any escort, no gunner, so I'm really taking a bit risk here. Before we leave, let's go to the local inventory here, and we're going to use the move all button right there, so that we are going to move all of these items into the ship. Here we go, it's done. It's very easy to forget about that, but it's very annoying when you do. So let's get out of here, and next we are going to be flying all the way to Arcorp. Alright, we are about to arrive at Area 18. I really love the view here. It's actually at dawn. It's going to be daylight very soon. And we are about to get to this massive Riker Memorial Spaceport. Of course, it's the biggest landing zone on Arcorp. There are several of them, Area 17 being not too far. Sometimes we go to Area 06 or Area 20 for deliveries. Maybe we'll do that in the video later on. And I just like the view there. I wish that there could be a little bit more urban areas like this, because most of the planet is factory, but in the future we are going to have things like building interiors where we're going to have maybe our own production facilities. So I suppose that all of that is going to be very cheap on the planet, because it's just what this planet is made of. Anyway, let's get to the hangars, and for that we are going to call the ATC. The key is Alt plus N, and as soon as we have contact ATC, we are going to be doing that. There we go. Please contact ATC to land. I'm going to press Alt N, and they are going to be giving me here a hangar, which is going to be right over there. Now, I know that there are some cargo haulers who just do landings with interior view. I just like the exterior as well. I'm always in awe with the looks of Star Citizen, and it's just something that I always find very satisfactory or satisfying, just looking at the city like this. So we are going to see here, this is the hangar that's opening. Yeah, I know that it looks quite small, especially with this view here behind the ship, but actually it's quite large enough for our C2 Hercules, and so we'll make a smooth landing. Now I'm playing with mouse and keyboard, unfortunately, but I do plan to get a joystick, at least one HOTAS, so we'll definitely see if that makes much of a change, and that's also going to be later on this month too. So here we go, going inside, very smooth landing. Sorry for the sorry for the view, sometimes the camera clips through the hangar, and here we go. Looks like it is indeed a landing complete. Before we leave, let's not forget to get the inventory here and move it all into the local inventory. So move all here, and now everything that was looted at Sal L2 is now at Arcorp. So now at Arcorp Plaza, this is where you'll find the TDD here, Trade Development Division, which is where you will have to go if you want to sell all of that cargo. So I think that we are going to be going right now, shall we? And so we are going to be entering the building. You're going to see that there are plenty of different trade terminals. Unfortunately, they are all empty because as I am training right now, I am training when everybody is busy doing Xenothread events. So maybe that could explain why I was able to get 50 SU of Laranite and that nobody is here. So first, the titanium for 443,000 Alpha UEC. Here we go. That's it. And next, the Agricium. Here we go. Awesome. Purchase complete. And I made about 20,000 Alpha UEC here. This is not what you see here. I don't have 344,000 Alpha UEC. I'm going to press F1 to see how much I have in my Mobiglass. There we go. 481,000 Alpha UEC. I started at 415, so that's about 75,000 Alpha UEC of profit for one trade run. Very good indeed, but we are not done yet. We still need to sell what we stole from the local inventory, well, what we acquired, I would say. And for that, we need to go to Area 1, which is where you have your habitation, and also Casaba Outlet will go later. But first, let's go to Cubby Blast. And at Cubby Blast, you can sell the armor that you get at one of those terminals. So we click on sell here, and we'll sell the inventory here. So quick sell, and we'll be quickly but surely doing all of those items right here. Now you can see that some of them are worth less than others, like the armor, that's just 20%. See, I'm just selling that for 250 Alpha UEC a piece. That's fine. I'm actually going to keep the Nightfire arms because you cannot buy them. I don't know where you can buy them. So there are some of these places, some of these items are very rare, And if that's the case, it's a good idea to just keep them because, maybe somebody else will be interested in getting them. Or let's say, for example, you're going to lose everything in a crash, even your inventory, then you'll be very happy to have also something left. I'll keep the Renegade helmet as well. I think it would look pretty good for rebel pilots in Star Citizen Wars. Star Citizen Wars, by the way, which I'm going to replay the movies. So you're going to have in a couple of hours, you'll be able to see part 1. Tomorrow you'll see part 2 and part 3 if you are watching on Erad TV. Now, if you're watching this video, it should have already been played in the videos that will be in premiere mode. So let's keep on selling everything. I know it takes a little bit of time, but you can see here that slowly but surely the bank account is being filled. So we're at 485,000 of UEC, no, 487. And probably we'll keep, say we have a couple of multi-tools here first. Wow, this suit is very expensive here. I was quite surprised to see that. Well, sure, 600 of UEC for a suit is definitely worth it. I'm also keeping the helmet sea green because it's my traditional Eradicator's helmet, even though it's worth 1.1 thousand of UEC. Definitely worth keeping here. We'll keep the mining attachment, it can be useful, and the multi-tool, at least one multi-tool, just in case I die, so that I don't need to buy a new multi-tool. Okay, let's get out of here. And let's go to Casabah Outlet now, which is the place where you can buy some fashionable outfits, but you can also sell them too if you don't think that they are so fashionable, if you don't want to be keeping them. And so we are going to sell a couple of things. I don't like beanies, for example. That's not my style, so we'll definitely get rid of it. The boots, and just take up some inventory. I'm not going to be wearing those. 67 is not that much, but that jacket here for 1.6 thousand of UEC is very nice indeed. And look at that, yeah, we made about 5,000 of UEC selling all the different stuff that we looted at the outpost. 5,000 of UEC may not seem like much, but it's actually it was actually 1% of all of the money that I had, so it's still something that we are going to be taking here. And so that is it for this video. A trade run in Star Citizen, but not just, also a little bit of looting as well, because why not? So with that comes the end of this video. I wouldn't be able to do this video without the help of my generous Patreon and YouTube members. If you want to help out, you'll find the link to Patreon in the description down below. It will also get you access to some giveaways and early access to this video as well, which was released in April for them. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Erad, and I will see you guys later.